Hi everybody, thank you and welcome to today's session. We're going to be talking a little bit about exercise today. So, and my name is Lisa Baumann, I'm going to be your presenter. And Jen's going to start rolling the footage from a YouTube video. So just to give you a little heads up of what I went through for approximately 6 weeks of my life.
Anytime you're
You might want to hit the play button to go
feeling
through the advertisement.
lonely, anytime you're feeling
Now hit the
blue,
skip ad button.
anytime.
So do you know what time it is? So picture this, dark 30 in the morning for 6 weeks straight. Okay, so picture it. 1995, San Antonio, Texas, a scorching hot day. So I decided to join the Air Force. So we wake up to this and we're about to do our physical fitness activity for the day. And this first one, when we first went out there, we had to get tested to see how fit we were, where we fit in with our specific flight or our squadron, and so on and so forth. So now mind you, back then, 1995, I was about 19, 20 years old, and I was about 115 pounds. So not overweight by any means or anything like that, but cardiovascular-wise, horrible. So I get out there and I'm starting to do my run. We get timed, a 2-mile run, and out of approximately 40 to 50 people, other females in my flight, I was the worst runner out of everybody. So how embarrassing is that? So the next day, my drill instructor comes to me and says, yelling at me, screaming at me. So they pull me out of my flight. So I have to run around in circles by myself as some sort of punishment to I don't know what. He made me do that for a couple days straight. Then I got to join my flight. So push-ups and sit-ups, hands down, no problem. Muscular-wise, I was fine, but cardiovascular-wise, I don't know what the problem was, but I really stunk at it. So, but anyways, to make a long story short, I did basic training for 6 weeks, and then I did tech school training for another 6 weeks. So, over the course of 12 weeks, we were, running basically almost every single day. So the point of the story is, I got myself in shape. I bettered my time, so I started actually beating people at that point in time on the run and stuff like that. So it made me, feel a lot better. But the point of the story is, once you're active, stay active, because it's so hard when you do this roller coaster ride. And I've been through it several times throughout my life, where you're active and then you fall off the bandwagon, and then, you're slowly So I'm in the slump phase right now, but I'm here today to try to motivate you to get back on the bandwagon with me if you already haven't done so yourself. So some startling statistics. So according to, back in 2008, they did a U.S. National Health Interview Survey, and they polled a bunch of people, and approximately 25% of all U.S. adults reported no leisure time activity whatsoever. So what does this mean? That means that people are sedentary. So that's not good. Another study that was conducted and was published in the Archives of Internal Medicine, what they did was they took people who sat for 11 hours or more every single day and compared it to people who only sat for 4 hours or less every day. So they found those folks who were sitting greater than or equal to 11 hours a day had a 40% increased risk of dying over the next 3 years. That's significant. So sitting is not good. Now what's even more interesting that I thought was they took in people's weight, their health status, and their physical activity. So what this means is that people who sat 11 hours a day and were still doing some sort of activity on top of that still had the increased risk of premature death. So sitting is not good. So what's our goal, our learning objectives, and our main points for today? So my goal, again, is to try to motivate you to spring into action. Get yourself moving, if you haven't been already. What I would like as a learning objective for the end of this section is to at least name one exercise that you'd be willing to do starting today or starting this week. So 3 main points we're going to cover. Benefits of exercise, creating an exercise plan, and I'm going to be going over just some activity ideas and some recommendations. So planning for the warmer months. So what's the best time of the year to start thinking about exercise? Spring, right? It's not too hot. We're getting out of the cold season. You know, the birds are chirping, the butterflies are out, all that fun stuff. So it's a perfect time to start thinking, I'm going to start biking or hiking or whatever you like to do, to start thinking about it and start getting motivated and start your strategic plan of what you're going to do for your exercise. So some of the benefits of exercise. So it can improve blood sugar. So if you're a diabetic, I don't think any of us in this room are, but if you are, it helps control blood sugar. And controlling blood sugar does what? It decreases disease. It decreases the risk of death. So, and it also controls weight. Burns those calories. The more you exercise, the more calories you burn. It strengthens muscles and bones. It helps you sleep better. Lowers blood pressure, decreases heart disease risk, stroke, metabolic diseases, all those kinds of things. It improves our energy and our mood. We feel better when we exercise. I know when we take the stairs or walk around the halls here at the hospital, you feel better because you're away from your desk, the stress isn't on there anymore, and it's nice to, you know, talk amongst our peers and our coworkers. Hey, what's going on in your department, you know? It helps with digestion, and again, it helps to lower stress levels. So creating an exercise plan. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to check with your doctor first. So some of us probably already know if we have certain limitations or anything like that, if we have you know, knee problems or back problems or anything like that, a bunion, I don't know. But whatever it is, just get your doctor's okay first, and then you can start. If you haven't been exercising, always start slowly. You're not going to want to be running out there and doing like a 5K or something and, you know, falling down in the street and having a heart attack or something like that. You're always going to want to stretch before and after exercise, and you're going to want to make realistic goals. I don't know how many of you know about the SMART goal method for goal planning. So SMART is an acronym that stands for goals that are specific, they're measurable, they're achievable, they're realistic, and they're time sensitive. So a poor SMART goal, which I wouldn't even call it a SMART goal, a poor goal would be something that says, I'm going to exercise a few times a week. Okay, so what does that mean? That can mean a whole multitude of things. So a SMART goal that I made for myself is I will exercise for 60 minutes 2 times a week. So you see the difference between the two? Going from exercising a few times a week to I will exercise for 60 minutes 2 days per week. So it's measurable. I can say, you know, whether I met it or I did not meet it. So just be specific. So you're going to want to schedule exercise as you would any other appointments. Make it a priority. And why is that? Because you are a priority. If you're not healthy, you're not productive here at work, you're not productive at home, and people are more miserable when they're not exercising. They're not healthy and they don't feel well. So make you the priority in your life. So making small changes now can increase not only the quantity but the quality of your life. Exercise with somebody. Lisa's been my new exercise buddy. Okay, so we have the Employee Wellness Committee hosts a yoga Pilates on Tuesday and a Zumba class on Thursday. So we've been going. Dr. Leisner has been going with us too. So it's fun to exercise with people that you know. Why? Because it's an accountability thing. It's fun, and you're more apt to stick with it. And we also have another YouTube video. So Jen's gonna roll that beautiful bean footage. But so of course we sit at our desks all day long, and it's very stressful. And a lot of times our posture goes out of whack. So these are just some simple exercises you could do at your desk here that would help you alleviate some stress and get those
I'm going to
muscles
take you through
moving.
5 simple exercises to undo the effects of prolonged sitting in bad posture. These will not interrupt your productivity in the day, but will certainly make you feel better at the end of the day. The first exercise I want to take you through is what's called a chin tuck. So what you're going to do,
You can hear it, but you
sit up
can't
nice
see
and
it.
tall in your chair, draw your chin straight back, like you're trying to get away from something that doesn't smell so good. You can do that repetitively 8 to 10 times. You can do this frequently throughout the day. The next exercise I want to take you through is a scapular pinch. So this is where you're going to pinch your shoulder blades together down and back. And you want to put your chest out as much as you can to give a nice stretch to the front part of your shoulders and work the muscles in the back of your shoulders that are getting overstretched when you're sitting in a bad posture.
So bad posture.
The next 2 exercises are to stretch out your forearm from prolonged use of the keyboard. And so the first exercise is to stretch your wrist and flexors.
I've been already
Put your
practicing
arm in
these, and
front of
I
you.
can tell you right now
Just
that they
lightly
work.
pull back on your wrist until you feel a gentle stretch down to this area. The next
Should we
exercise
type all
is to stretch
day?
your wrist extensors, which is going to stretch this part of your forearm, and again, place a light stretch there. You can hold this for about 5 to 10 seconds and do approximately 10 repetitions of each of these.
So do those 10
It
times
should not
on
be
each
painful
arm.
and you should not force the motion. The next exercise is the lumbar extension exercise. Place your hands in the small of your back, stand as tall as you can. Gently lean back, continue to feel the stretch in the small of your back or even higher. You can do this 8 to 10 times. You can do this frequently throughout the day. This takes a lot of stress off of your lower
And you
back.
guys keep laughing at me if I'm doing this in my office.
Performing these exercises on a regular basis can make a significant difference in how you feel at the end of the day. Adding in a 2-minute walk around the office can be extremely beneficial to increase circulation and decrease the effects of sitting at your desk for prolonged periods.
Yes, blood clots are bad. They say even on when you're flying an airplane and stuff like that, I have to move because one, I feel claustrophobic, and 2, I'm like, geez, what if I get a blood clot or something like that? I don't want to die in an airplane. So, but taking the stairs, so employee wellness again, we just had the stairwell challenge, and that was fun because again, it got us out there in groups. We were exercising, and I know personally for myself, again, cardiovascular, you know, I'm like halfway, like almost gonna have a heart attack, 2 flights up the stairs, but you know what, and I know it's good for me, so I try to do it. But, so we need to get out there a little bit more. But again, it's fun working with doing it with other people. Using a stability ball, I don't know if safety would approve this here in our facility, but I'm sure we've all had exercise balls and stuff like that, so I could see myself rolling off of it and like whacking my head, but some people could use this in you know, some of their work environments. So even at home, maybe if you're watching TV, sit on the exercise ball while you're watching TV, bounce around or something. So this is a picture of me and Lisa when we're at yoga, Lottie's class, and I do have a little bit of Zen music, but we can skip that part. But some activity ideas, you know, try walking, biking, dancing, water aerobics. It's springtime, so I know I live in a jungle, per se. So I have, I think, over 100 trees at my house and on my property. And so I have already limbs all over the place in the yard that need to be picked up. So instead of thinking it as a negative, I think of it as a positive. Like, I'm burning calories by picking up limbs, right? Even though it's a pain in my butt. So, getting out there. And the main point of the story is, do what you like to do. Like me, I hate running. I'm not a runner. Jen's a runner. I'm not. So if I try to force myself to run, I'm going to quit because I don't like it. So, whatever you like to do, just do something. So some recommendations from the physical activity guidelines for Americans. If you haven't been exercising, 30 minutes of moderate activity every single day, at a minimum. If you are exercising currently, they recommend at least 1.25 hours of vigorous activity for you folks. If you haven't been exercising, again, gradually build yourself up to approximately 30 minutes a day. And what's neat about this is you gain health benefits by at least doing 10 minutes at a time. So don't feel you have to do 30 minutes all in one block. Do the 10-10-10 method. So first thing in the morning, get up and do 10 minutes. Do 10 minutes at your lunch break. Do 10 minutes after work or after dinner at home. So just fit it in wherever you can. That's the beauty of it. So today's takeaways. So again, we reviewed 3 different main points. The benefits of exercise, created an exercise plan, we reviewed some activities to get you thinking about what you can do, what you want to do, and we reviewed some recommendations. So the goal is to motivate you to start moving. So I'm going to leave you with a little bit of quote and a question to ponder. This is one of my new favorite quotes by Edward Everett Hale. I am only one, but I am one. I cannot do everything, but I can do something. And I will not let what I cannot do interfere with what I can do. So if you can walk for 10 minutes, then walk for 10 minutes. We're not saying run 5K, walk for 10 minutes. So a question to ponder. What's the one exercise you're willing to start this week, and for how many minutes? Thank you.